Welcome to Light and Joy Designs. My name is Chris, and today I'm going to show you how to make the Flamenco Dreams Ruffle Scarf. This is a flouncy, frilly ruffle scarf that is a spiral scarf. It's a boa, and you'll just be wrapped in ruffles with this scarf. This is pattern number 10 of the Crochet Magical Mystery Tour, which is a year-long crochet along where you get a free pattern every week. So be sure to look for the link below in the description to sign up, and be sure to subscribe here to get notified each week of the new patterns. Also make sure to click the notify bell, otherwise you won't be notified. So this scarf starts with just 68 double crochets, and it grows exponentially until you have thousands of stitches. But the last row where you have thousands of stitches is very easy. It's just a lot of single crochet and chains. Very easy pattern to learn. It's a very fun pattern to watch as it develops, and I think that you're going to love it. The measurements for this scarf are 40 inches long, and from side to side, from one side to the other side, it measures about 9 inches. This scarf took me about a week to make, probably a little bit less. You can certainly make yours longer or shorter, but I think that this is kind of a perfect size, because you can, at 40 inches, you can wear it down in front of you, or you can wrap it around. You can kind of double it up and have it be more like a cowl, or you can crisscross it and have one side hanging down and the other side hanging down your back. And it's very easy. You don't really need any kind of a clasp. You can just tie it, and it stays in place really nicely because the folds kind of hold on to each other. So I think you're going to really like this scarf. It's really fun and decadent. For the Flamenco Dreams Ruffle Scarf, the materials we're going to use are a scissors, a yarn needle, a crochet hook. You can use any hook you like, but I'm using a 6.5 millimeter K, a measuring tape, and some yarn. You're going to need worsted weight yarn of about 800 to 900 yards. You can use a DK yarn also. The one that I used is Lion Brand Ferris Wheel, and I made it in the colorway, this is Wild Violets. Very pretty. And for today's demonstration, I'm going to be doing it in Lion Brand Buttercup. You can use any yarn you'd like. Probably worsted weight or DK will work best. Again, you'll need about 800 to 900 yards to make the full size that I made. Some other yarns that might work well would be Super Saver Stripe yarn, might be really fun. Also, the new Red Heart Roll With It Melange could be fun, as well as the classic Landscapes yarn and Unforgettable. Those are nice color changing yarns as well. All right, let's get started. So what I like to do before starting is show you where we're going. And these charts are in the written pattern. So I'm going to show you how we build this scarf. So what we start with is 68 double crochets. And this pattern calls for you to do it as a foundation double crochets, because I find that it's a little faster and easier. But if you prefer, you can do 68 chains to start and then do your 68 double crochets. And if you're going to do it that way, you will chain 67 plus 3 for your first double crochet, and so that's a total of, you'll chain 70, and then you'll start in the 4th chain. You'll start with a double crochet in the 4th chain. So once we have our 68 double crochets, whether you do it with foundation crochet or the traditional way where you start with a chain and then build from the chain. Once we get to the end of our 68 double crochets, we are going to chain 2, and we're going to, and that's going to count as our first half double crochet. And then in that same stitch, we're going to put 2 more half double crochets. So that's our first corner. Then in the side of this double crochet, we're going to put a half double crochet. In this corner, we're going to put 3 half double crochets. And then we're going to do a half double crochet in the bottom chain, or the bottom of our double crochets, all the way across. When you get to this corner over here, again, it's going to be 3 half double crochets, then 1 half double crochet along the side, and then 3 on this corner, and then 1 half double crochet in every double crochet around. When you get here, you do your last half double crochet, you're going to join to the top of the chain 2 with a slip stitch, and that is our second row completed. This is row 2. This is row 1. Then when we get here, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to chain 3, and in the same stitch we're going to do 2 more double crochets. In the next half double crochet, we're going to do 3 double crochets, and you're going to do that all the way around, 3 double crochets in every half double crochet until you get here. Do 3 in the last one, and then you're going to join with a slip stitch to the top of your chain 3. That will be the end of row 3. So to begin row 4, we're going to chain 1, 2, 3, and then 4. This chain 3 here counts as your first extended double stitch, double crochet. And then in the next double crochet, you're going to do an extended double crochet, and I'll show you how to do that. Chain 1. In the next double crochet, you're going to do an extended double crochet, chain 1, and so on. So in every double crochet of the previous row, you're going to do an extended double crochet and then a chain 1. And you're going to come all the way around till we are at the last stitch, chain 1, and then we're going to slip stitch to the top of that chain 3, and that will be the end of row 4. For row 5, we're going to move on to triple crochets. So we're going to do chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to do another chain, so a total of 5 chains, and then you're going to do a triple crochet into that same place where the slip stitch was. Then we're going to do a chain 1, and in the next extended double crochet we're going to do 2. We're going to do a triple crochet, a chain 1, triple crochet, chain 1. And you're just going to repeat that in every extended double crochet across. Triple crochet, chain 1, triple crochet, chain 1, and then we get to the next one, and the next one, the next one, and so on all the way around. These are all triple crochets. You continue all the way around, and when you get to the last one, of course, we're just going to do another triple crochet, chain 1, triple crochet, chain 1, and then we're going to slip stitch to the top of the 4th chain, and that will be row 5 completed. And then for the final row, row 6, is very easy. You are going to do a single crochet and a chain 2 in every single stitch, including the chain 1s. Single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, chain 2, and so on. And that makes up this final ruffle edging here. So that's your and you continue all the way around until this last one, chain 2, and then you're going to slip stitch into the very first single crochet, and that will be the end of row 6, and then you'll just sew in your ends and you will be complete. Your scarf will be complete. So let's take a look at how that looks with the yarn. So I just wanted to point out a couple of things before we start the actual tutorial, and that is that something really cool is that this is hyperbolic crochet, which means that in each row the amount of stitches grows exponentially, and that's what allows us to have those incredible folds and ripples in the scarf. We start with just 68 double crochets, and we grow all the way up to, in the last row, over 5,000 stitches. Now they're very easy stitches because they're just single crochets and chains, but there are over 5,000 of them. But don't be afraid of that, because it doesn't take nearly as long as you might think it does when you hear that number. You probably would be surprised to know how many stitches you make in, just a regular scarf or shawl or other projects. It's a lot if you've ever counted them. The other thing that I wanted to show you is that this pattern grows for every one stitch that you start with. By the time you get to row 6, you have 31 stitches. So for every one stitch, you end up with 31 stitches, which is pretty cool. And also, when you first start out your 68 double crochets, it's going to be somewhere around 30 inches long. And by the time the scarf is done, because of all of this that grows out on the ends, it's going to be about 40 inches long, because this portion here is about 4.5 inches on each side, roughly. So we can get started now. Oh, and of course I have just one other thing, which is that if for some reason you don't like making these types of stitches, the extended double crochet or the triple crochet, you can make double crochets in their place and the scarf will still turn out wonderful. The extended double crochet is very easy to make, so you could also replace the triple crochet with just another with extended double crochets. So however you like will work. Okay, so I'm going to make a mini version of this to illustrate how to make this. I'm going to make just 5 stitches. You're going to be making 68 stitches. We're going to start with a slip knot, cross over your yarn and pull the working yarn up through that center loop. Tighten that loop on your hook, and we're going to start by chaining 3. We yarn over, pull through 1, that's 1 chain, yarn over, pull through 2, and 3. We have 3 chains on our hook, and we are going to, that's going to count as our first double crochet. And this is, I'm going to be showing you how to do this using foundation double crochets. And when we do that, we are creating our chain. I'll just kind of draw a little picture. We did our chain 3. And then what we're going to do is we're going to be creating our double crochet. We're going to be working like this. So we're going to go into this chain, we're going to create the chain, and then we're going to create the double crochet. And then we're going to create the chain, and then we're going to create the next double crochet, and so on. And then this way, when you're done, you don't have to go into all the little chains. But if you like to, you can, as I said before, you can chain 70 chains and go in, start with a double crochet into the 4th double crochet from your hook. This is 70 chains if you want to do it that way. All right, so we have our 3 chains, and we're going to yarn over and go into the first chain, yarn over, pull through a loop, and then we're going to chain 1. That creates that chain, that creates our starting chain. Now we're going to make the double crochet. Then we yarn over and we pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, just like a regular double crochet. So let me show you that again. So if you look here, this is the chain that we just created. We're going to be going into under those 2 threads right there. So we yarn over, go under those 2 threads, that's our chain, yarn over, pull through a loop, and we're going to chain 1. That creates the next chain in our foundation, our starting chain. And now we do our double crochet. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Let's do that again. So as this develops, you'll see these V's developing along here. That's where you're going to be going. This is where you're going to be going into. Okay, so we're going to yarn over, because we're making double crochet foundation. We're going to go into this stitch, go under those 2 threads, yarn over, pull through a loop, then we're going to chain 1. Then we're going to make our double crochet, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So now we have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can see these V's developing. So our next stitch is going to go in here. If you straighten it out, it becomes obvious where to put the next stitch into. Yarn over, go under those 2 threads, chain 1, then yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Let's just do a few more of those. So you don't want to get confused and go into those 2 threads. This is like the bottom of your chain 1. You want to go on top of that one. Go under this one and the one in the back, under those 2 threads. Yarn over, pull up a loop, chain 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So you're going to do that all the way to the end until you have a total of 68 double crochets, including your starting chain 3. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so mine is going to be a mini version. So you'll have 68 of these and I have just 6. So for that's your first row completed. Now we're going to begin doing rounds. So we're going to start with a chain 2, 1, 2, and in this corner stitch we're going to do 2 more half double crochets. So to do that, we yarn over, go into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. We'll have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. And we're going to do a third one into that same stitch, half double crochet. Then into the side of that stitch, we're going to do a half double crochet. And now on the corner stitch, we're going to do 3 half double crochets. We go under those 2 threads like we were before. 1, 2, and 3. Then along every foundation chain, we're going to do a half double crochet. Okay, and here's our beginning chain 3. So that's another corner. We're going to do 3 into that stitch. 1, 2, and I recommend just working in right over your tail so that you won't, that's one more tail you won't have to sew in at the end. So that's our corner. Now I'm going to work into the side of that stitch, 1 half double crochet, and then into the top of the chain 3 is our next corner. I'm going to do another 3 half double crochets into that corner, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to do a half double crochet into each of these double crochets across. And I'll just show you. See, on this first one, you see how there's these 2 top threads? Those are the threads that you go under. Sometimes on the first one, this guy can kind of be falling down a little bit, just getting stretched. You just push him back up so you can go underneath those 2 threads. And I'm just working in this tail as I go along. Oops, that was a single crochet. And at this point, when you get, you can just cut the tail. All right, and we're at the end, and now what we're going to do is we're going to join to the top of the chain 2 with a slip stitch. So we go into that second chain, yarn over, pull through a loop, and then pull that loop through the loop that's on your hook. Okay, and that's row 2 completed. And yours will look something like this, but longer. Okay, so we've done row 1, which was double crochets. We've done row 2, which is half double crochets. And now we're at row 3, which is going to be 3 double crochets into every half double crochet. Very easy. So we're going to start with a chain 3, which counts as our first double crochet, and into the same place where we did our slip stitch, we're going to do our other 2 double crochets. And just show you double crochet, we just yarn over, go into the stitch, yarn over, pull through a loop. We have 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And do 1 more of those. And that counts as our 3. And then you just go into every stitch after that and do 3 double crochets. And you're just going to do that all the way around. So I'm here at my last stitch. I'm going to do 3 double crochets into this last stitch. And then we're going to slip stitch to the top of our chain 3. So there's our 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go into that chain, yarn over, pull through a loop, and then pull that loop through the loop that's on my hook. And that is the end of row 3, and you can see it's starting to ripple. So row 4, we are going to do a chain 3 plus 1, chain 4 into this first stitch that we did our slip stitch on, and then in every double crochet we're going to do an extended double crochet, chain 1, and so on all the way around. So let's take a look at that. So we're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to go right away to the next double crochet. And again, we've got that same situation that I described to you before. See all these V's? Those are the stitches that we go into. The first one can be a little tough to see. This little guy can get kind of lost down here, and you might think this is your first stitch. This is actually the one you want to go into. So we're going to do an extended double crochet. We yarn over, go into our stitch, just like a regular double crochet, yarn over and pull up a loop. So just like a regular double crochet, we have 3 loops on our hook. But instead of doing the yarn over, pull through 2 twice, we're going to yarn over, pull through 1 to start. And then we're going to do our yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And that makes a taller stitch than a double crochet. It's not quite as tall as a triple crochet, but it's approaching that height. Then we do a chain 1. And then in the next stitch we're going to do an extended double crochet. So we yarn over, go into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. We have our 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then chain 1. Next stitch, extended double crochet, yarn over, go into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and chain 1. I'm going to point out something else to you. So do your stitch, yarn over, go into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, and you'll notice that when you have a chain 1 on your hook, sometimes it kind of wants to curl over. And if you're new to crochet, this could potentially get a little confusing, but this still counts as a loop on your hook, and this does too. So you can just kind of push them back, and because we want these stitches to be tall, it doesn't matter if they get a little elongated. So yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, and you notice this thread is long. That's okay, because we want this stitch to be a little taller. Chain 1, yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, chain 1. And you're going to do that in every double crochet all the way around, and I'll meet you at the end. And I just wanted to reiterate, if for some reason you don't like this stitch, you can do a double crochet instead of the extended double crochet. That's your choice. It won't make a huge difference. It'll make a little difference, but it's up to you. Okay, so I'm here at my last stitch. This was the stitch that we started at. This is my last stitch. So I've done my chain 1. I'm going to do my extended double crochet and a chain 1. And now I'm going to slip stitch into the top of the chain, the third chain. Into that chain, yarn over, pull a loop, pull through a loop, and pull that loop through the loop that's on my hook. So now you can see it's really starting to ripple, and yours will be rippling even more. So now we're ready to start row 5. And with row 5 we're going to do a chain 4 plus a chain 1. That chain 4 will count as our first triple crochet. Then we do another triple crochet, chain 1. And then in each extended double crochet we're going to do triple crochet, chain 1, triple crochet, chain 1. So we are going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's our triple crochet, and then chain 1. In the same stitch we're going to do a triple crochet. To do that we yarn over twice, go into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, and now you'll have 4 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over, pull through 2 3 times. That's why it's called triple crochet. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, so that's our 2 triple crochets plus a chain 1 in between. Now we do another chain 1, and then in each of our extended double crochets from the prior row we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do triple crochet, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Chain 1 and another triple crochet into the same stitch, yarn over twice, go into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. We have 4 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over, pull through 2, 1, 2, 3 times, and then a chain 1. Okay, so triple crochet, chain 1, triple crochet, chain 1. And we just repeat that all the way across. And again, if for some reason you try the triple crochets and you just hate them, or maybe you want to make the project a little faster, a little more compact, you have the option to make these as double crochets or extended double crochets, which give you somewhat close to the height of a triple crochet. Not exactly, but approaching that height. All right, and I will meet you at the end. Okay, I'm at my last stitch here, right there. I've done my chain 1. Triple crochet, chain 1. Triple crochet, chain 1. Now I'm going to slip stitch into the top of the 4th chain, 1, 2, 3, 4. Go into that chain, yarn over, pull through a loop, and pull that loop through the loop that's on my hook. And you can see we have a lot of frills. This started with just 6 stitches, if you recall. I started with 6 double crochets here, and this is where I'm at. So imagine yours, what it's going to look like. It's going to look like this. Okay, so now we have just finished row 5. We are almost there now. This last row, although it's going to increase the stitches threefold, it's very, very easy. Row 6 is very easy. We're just going to start with, we'll start with a chain 1, and then we'll do our single crochet in the same stitch, chain 2, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, chain 2, all the way around. So let's take a look at that. So we're going to chain 1 to make it so we can make our single crochet right in that same stitch. We go into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, and yarn over, pull through the 2 loops on our hook. Then we're going to chain 2, and then we are going to do a single crochet right around this chain 1. Chain 2, single crochet into the triple crochet, chain 2, single crochet around our chain 1, chain 2, single crochet in our triple crochet, chain 2, and so on. So you're going to work this way all the way around, and although this is more stitches, each of these stitches are fast stitches, so it won't take as long as it sounds like it might. Probably take about as long as the last row, even though you're increasing the stitches about threefold in this, well, exactly threefold in this round. All right, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so here I am at the end. I've got 2 more chains to do, 1, 2, 1 more single crochet and 2 chains. And now I'm just going to slip stitch to this first single crochet of the row, of the round, and pull that loop through the loop on my hook. Pull the yarn through one more time. Cut the yarn, pull that through, and then I'll sew in that end. And you can see that we've got lots of ripples now, and your scarf, when it's all done, will look like this, with just seemingly infinite ripples. So I hope that you liked this crochet tutorial, and if so, please give it a thumbs up. It helps me continue to bring you free content, and it means a lot to me, so I thank you for that. If you haven't already subscribed, please go ahead and do that now, and be sure to click on the alert bell, the notify bell, so that you'll get alerts each time I come out with free videos. They come out once a week, and sometimes there's extra videos on yarn and other patterns. And lastly, please share this video. Share it with your friends that you know who like to crochet. Share it on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or via text, whatever way you like to share with your friends. And then also, please share your thoughts. Let me know what you think of this pattern. Let me know what you think of the video. We took a deep dive today into Hyperbolic Crochet. Let me know what you think of that, and maybe any ideas that you have about it when you see it and play with it. And if you have any questions, leave that in the comments below as well. Stay tuned for the rest of this video, because there will be pictures at the end, and all the links to materials and everything else you might need to know will be in the description below. So thank you for watching, and we will see you soon. Bye-bye.